So it's been a month or so since the Xbox Series X and the PS5 finally came out, and I was able to grab both of them. Today, we're going to talk about all of the things that I love about the Xbox Series X, but don't you worry, I've got a video coming out next week talking about all the things that I love about the PS5. If you don't know me, my name is Matt Horton, and I make videos here on YouTube talking about the things I am passionate about, tech, gaming, and the policy and culture around those things. So if you want to see my video about the PS5, which comes out next week, then like this video about the Xbox Series X and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss it. The first thing that I love about the Xbox Series X is actually Game Pass. Honestly, Game Pass for me is the reason to get an Xbox. So many times I'm watching a YouTube video or listening to a podcast or reading a tweet and the phrase ends with, "and it's on Game Pass," and I immediately open up the Game Pass app and install the game on my Xbox because I just can. It's just right there. Like the other night, Monster Train, a game I've heard so much about, came out on Game Pass. And previously it was only available on PC, and that's just not where I want to play like a relaxing deck builder game. When I heard that it was on Game Pass, I immediately just opened the app and installed it on my console. I hear Monster Train is even better than Slay the Spire, and I found Slay the Spire and fell in love with it because it was on Game Pass. I have found so many games that I just never would have tried because they're on Game Pass, and I have access to all of these first-party Xbox titles. I think it's a really incredible value. And then recently they included EA Play for free. It's really it's unreal, honestly. Yes, I am a fan. I think that is fine because I am getting an incredible deal and having a good time. Here's just a random sampling of titles that I love that are on Game Pass currently or are coming to Game Pass soon. Among Us, Control, Slay the Spire, Spiritfarer, Nier Automata, Destiny 2, complete with Forsaken, Shadowkeep, and then Beyond Light expansion. No Man's Sky, Golf with Your Friends, Halo the Master Chief Collection, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Carrion, Celeste, Oxenfree, every Mass Effect game. This service is wild, y'all. Like, I get that y'all love Sony exclusives. I do too. But I just got so much to play right here on Game Pass. I hardly have time to get over there. I've played a ton of Spider-Man Miles Morales and 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, but I spend so much time just like playing through games on Game Pass because there's so much to play. Are you a subscriber to Game Pass? What do you want to see come to the service? Tell me down in the comments. One of my big concerns about Game Pass, though, is the economics of it all. Phil Spencer of Xbox did an interview with Nilay Patel of The Verge recently, and he said that those deals with studios and publishers are really done on a case-by-case basis. He did also say that those studios see increased game sales just from the visibility of being in the service. Add in the fact that third-party games exit after some time, and Game Pass includes a 20% discount on those games, and I can understand why games get a boost in sales from the service. We've also heard one story from a studio from gamesindustry.biz that seems to say that at least in that case, that particular deal was good for that studio. Right now, this seems like a financial win for everyone, but I hope that Microsoft can continue to make this service valuable for the people who make games and for the people like you and me who play them. But that's just talking about Game Pass on the console. I don't have time to get into it in this video, but I subscribe to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which gets me access to the PC version of Game Pass and the cloud gaming version of Game Pass, meaning I can play all of those games on my phone, all the ones I just talked about, or at least I can when they finally release that web implementation of their cloud gaming service. The second thing that I love about the Xbox Series X is actually the Xbox app. Now, both Xbox and PlayStation have mobile apps, but I've been really impressed with Xbox's mobile app. And I've been impressed for 3 different reasons. And the first was actually setting up the Xbox. When I unboxed and plugged in my Xbox Series X, I opened up the app, typed in the code it showed me on the screen, typed in a name for my Xbox, and then told it I wanted to port over my settings from my original Xbox One. And that was it. Soon enough, the Xbox Series X turned on and it was set up exactly like my Xbox One had been. It didn't transfer over my games, but it could re-download those. But it did transfer my saves. I'm not sure how much of that was through cloud saves, considering I do get Xbox Live Gold with my Game Pass subscription, or how much of that was transferring the saves locally or over the local network. Either way, it was a super seamless process. That was in stark contrast to my transition from PS4 to PS5, but I am not here to complain about the PS5. I love the PS5 too, and I've got a video coming about it next week. The other thing the Xbox app does really well is give me access to screenshots and captures. When I use the share button on my controller, the Xbox just uploads that screenshot or game capture to Xbox Live right there immediately. And when it's done, I get a notification on my phone at that exact second. And then I can open up the Xbox app and export that file wherever I want. Compare that to the Nintendo Switch, which just added a smartphone option, which involves connecting to an ad hoc Wi-Fi network and downloading from a local website, or to the PS5, which, as far as I can tell, doesn't have this option unless you send the file in a message to a separate PSN account and are logged into that other PSN account on the PlayStation mobile app. Xbox know that I want access to these screenshots and captures on my phone. I don't want to write tweets on a controller. I want to text these things to my friend or send them in a Discord message. That's it. And the last thing the Xbox app does that I love is remote control and remote play. Now you can remote play on the PS5, but it's in a separate app, and they don't actually have a remote control option like the Xbox does. And I actually like that it's all in the same app together in the Xbox app. I use that remote control feature all the time, especially when I'm just messing around in the interface, changing settings, or maybe using one of the video apps. And the last thing I love about the Xbox Series X is Smart Delivery. Smart Delivery is a technology that downloads and runs the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S optimized version of a game, even if you bought or downloaded the Xbox One version. As an example, Destiny 2 recently released its next-gen patch, and I didn't have to think about it. It just downloaded in the background, and the next time that I opened up Destiny 2, it launched. Smart Delivery did the work for me. Or another one, Control Ultimate Edition was recently on sale for $20, so I picked it up, not knowing that Control was about to go into Game Pass, but I picked it up. And when the next-gen version of Control launches next year, I will get the next-gen version of that through Smart Delivery. The version that I'm running will just turn into the next-gen version of Control. I won't have to do anything. I won't have to sort through any menus and switch over to the next-gen version. The next-gen version will just be what runs on my Xbox Series X. If I have to sum up what I love about the Xbox Series X, it's just how easy it makes it to enjoy games. Between Game Pass, Smart Delivery, and the Xbox app, I never run into anything that I'm frustrated with when it comes to how I play games. But there's another console in my life, and that one, it's got some really great games. So if you want to see me talk about the PS5, like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss my video on what I love about the PS5. That's coming next week. I will see y'all next time.